Are you a project manager wondering if you're going to lose your job to artificial intelligence? If so, this episode is for you. Welcome to Better Projects Today, the bite-sized project management podcast helping you to bridge theory and practice in your own work to create better teams, better results, and better projects today. I'm Tyler Norman, and I bring 15 years of experience as a global program leader and mentor. Today's topic is based on a LinkedIn post shared with me by my friend Lisa. I'm not going to give the name of the poster as I'm fairly certain it was clickbait, but the post started with the statement, "The role of the project manager is disappearing," and this isn't a prediction, it's already happening. The rapid rise of AI has left many professionals and especially project managers wondering what the future holds. Will AI take over the job functions that I've spent years or decades honing, or is there room for human expertise in project management in the future? This question isn't speculation, it's a legitimate concern for many of us who work in the industry. In the project management world, the fear of AI taking over jobs is tangible and real. There's a sense of unease as to whether people's roles are at risk, and this is something that comes up all the time in media, at conferences, so on and so forth. This is a question I get a lot. Am I going to lose my job to AI? However, the question is not quite as clear-cut as it may seem. While AI's made significant strides, the skills required as a project manager go far and beyond what technology can do right now, and in many cases, what it's likely to be able to do in the future. So with that, let's jump into the question, are project managers going to lose their job to AI? The reality is, some project managers might. And those project managers are the people who have a PM title, but might be more accurately described as project administrators, clerks, so on and so forth. These are the people that spend the vast majority of their time taking meeting notes, taking action items, sending basic status updates, hounding people for updates on tasks, so on and so forth. If you're a project manager and your role consists almost entirely of those tasks, now's the time to think about upskilling because there is risk to your job in the future. That said, project management is a lot more than just administration. It's about leading teams, managing stakeholder expectations, and solving complex problems. These are the places where human expertise is irreplaceable. With that, I like to say, good project managers, highly skilled project managers, they're going to be just fine. One quote I use a lot when I'm asked this question is, when stakeholders can align themselves without the need for coaching, when they can clearly articulate their needs in the context of organizational goals, and when personal motivations don't sometimes overshadow what's best for the org, AI will become the perfect project manager. That's a fancy way of saying PMs are probably going to be just fine. Let's be clear here. AI can handle data, it can automate processes, it can manage workflows, but it can't replace the soft skills, the empathy, the leadership needed to guide teams toward success. The probing question, the empathetic response that gets someone to open up. Good project managers are adept at reading situations, applying emotional intelligence, and adapting to changing environments in a way that technology simply can't today, and it's going to be a long time before it can. There's also an element of judgment calls. There are times where the facts laid out in front of a PM would state that a certain course of action should be taken, and somewhere between experience, gut, organizational knowledge, the PM knows that there's a better decision. In other words, PMs who focus on developing leadership, communication, strategic thinking skills, and continue to move forward, they're going to be just fine. So let's move into what can project managers do to be ready for AI and ready for the future. First things first, embrace technology and embrace AI. I'm sure many of you have probably heard the quote, you may not lose your job to AI, but you might lose your job to a project manager who knows how to use AI. Be that project manager who comes along with the development of AI, learns to leverage AI tools, and embraces the emerging technology. This is something that you may not have a gap today, but in the future, as AI gets better, a gap may open up if you're not coming along for the ride. Second, enhance soft skills. While AI is probably better than you today at processing high levels of data and executing commands, it simply can't replicate emotional intelligence. Focus on those soft skills, including conflict resolution and leadership, as those are going to continue to be essential skills no matter how good AI gets. Third, be a problem solver. AI does really well within certain guardrails, but human creativity and problem solving are still irreplaceable. Cultivate your own ability to think critically and find solutions to complex problems that AI can't predict or understand. Lastly, think strategically. AI can automate processes, but it can't think strategically in the same way that a human can. Cultivate that mindset by focusing on understanding long term implications of decisions and aligning projects with broader organizational goals. This is really an area where you can differentiate yourself. In conclusion, AI is here to stay and it's undoubtedly going to continue to impact the project management profession. However, it's essential to realize that while AI is going to take over administrative tasks, it's likely never going to replace the leadership, the creativity, and the critical thinking that project managers bring to the table. The key for PMs moving forward is going to be adapting to embrace the technology, enhancing those soft skills that the technology can't replicate, and thinking strategically. If you do those things, you'll not only survive the rise of the AI, you'll thrive in the future of project management. That brings us to the end of the episode. If you have any topics or questions you'd like to see addressed in a future episode of Better Projects Today, please add them in the comments below.